of shit come. I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
You know, I'm still venting a little bit about that game. They're down to the Final Four. They're this close to a Stanley Cup. They play an amazing first period. And I don't know what happened after that. Do I blame Stuart? Stuart had a piss poor effort. Do I blame the D? The D had a piss poor effort. Do I blame how they pressed in the second and third period? Piss poor effort. And then I started thinking, I'm like, Dallas has been through a lot in the last few years. 2020 in the bubble in Edmonton, on Edmonton home ice, Tampa Bay winning the Stanley Cup, and Dallas was the runner-up. Last year, Dallas were ousted by Vegas. So there's a lot of hardship with Vegas. We know Edmonton's gone through some hardships. So now the big question is, who wants it more? Who wants this more? Because I'll tell you, I'm happy I did. I was trying to come on last night, but I had so much to do. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm pretty happy I didn't because I was still venting. Right now I'm still venting. So right now, hey, Edmonton Oilers, hopefully you're watching this video. It's time for you guys to put your big boy pants on and do something. Get out there, win us a Stanley Cup this year. You got a whole city and now a whole nation riding on it. Okay? It's time for you to do it. You guys got the talent. You got the two best players in the world. We can whine and complain about Stuart Skinner all we want, which I'm going to get into when I get into the Jekale and Hyde section. We can whine about Darnell Nurse, all the trade talks. It's funny how all of a sudden everything's exploding very negatively in the meeting, but it's kind of warranted, right? Like the Oilers are this close to a Stanley Cup. Like, seriously, guys, get your shit together. Let's do this. Let's not F around, right? Let's get it done. Get it done. Make a city proud, make a nation proud. Do it. Okay, let's so I'm gonna get into that game. I'm gonna talk about Stuart Skinner. I'm actually not gonna do the comparison video today because I want to talk about Stuart Skinner and show you his stats throughout the playoffs. And there's been more sub 900 games than 900 games. Okay. I don't want to beat him up. I was venting really hard on him, but realistically, those goals that were scored on him were tough goals. The problem I have with his play was it was an 8-10 save percentage, and there's too many of them. Okay. Too many of them. And I think it's easy to lay blame to him, but I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that because honestly, the biggest thing that really was a factor in that game was the press. So there's going to be lineup changes. We're going to go over that when we go into the Game 4 preview that starts in 40 minutes. I do apologize for coming on late with these earlier games. Like I do most of my graphics the night before, but I still have to get all the updated points. I have to get the updated lines. So I have to kind of fix that. And I just ran a little bit late today, so I do apologize. Let's get into this. Let's talk about Game 3. And I'm going to try to be brief on it as quick as possible because, yeah, it still pisses me off, to be honest with you. What to say? Like, what happened in that second? Like, what I saw in the first period was like, holy shit, this team is dominating the Dallas Stars. And then it was just 180, man, like a 180. They were dominating us. It was like Jamie Benn just beelined it for the net right off that opening faceoff, hemmed the Oilers into the zone for 3 or 4 minutes. Oilers got the puck out for maybe 1 minute, and then they were hemmed in for another 5 minutes. So it was just that kind of second period. Third period improved a little bit, but not by much. They spanked us in the second period. They deserved the win. There's no question. But the Oilers need to put, like I said, they need to put their big boy pants on, realize that they are this close to a Stanley Cup. Let's get it done, boys. Let's get it done. This has been a season to remember. Let's make it the most memorable season ever for the Edmonton Oilers. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on with that. Let's get into the scoring summary here. Okay, so it started off with the Edmonton Oilers, and I saw some funny videos on TikTok, and that's courtesy of Dom, my safety coordinator at work. He showed me some good safety videos. I forgot the name. It was something doctor something. I can't quite remember, but regardless, it was this guy showing this video of Hyman. Hey, just hit me in the chest. Hit me in the chest. It'll go in. It'll go in. It was a funny TikTok video. I had to laugh, and that's exactly what happened. A puck bounces off of Hyman in the net from McDavid, bounces off his pass. I was like, oh, is that going to be under review? But no, it wasn't challenged or nothing. We have a 1-0 game. Connor McDavid getting his 21st assist. That would be Zach Hyman's 13th goal, and Evan Bouchard also in on the points. Again, great start. The start continues as Connor McDavid would get an unassisted, which this one I don't think, and even the panel on Hockey Night in Canada was saying that Matthias Ekholm should get an assist for it, but it just, whatever reason, they decided to give Connor McDavid the own goal without any assist or anything like that. But Ekholm made an amazing play to McDavid to get it to him. We have a 2-0 game. I'm happy. Then we go into the second period. And Jason Robertson decides to wake up. He's been pretty much silent the last 10 games. Tonight he woke up, and he woke up in a big way, scoring his 4th of the playoffs. That just goes to tell you that's only his 4th goal of this year's playoffs. But having Rupe Hines back is a major factor for that. And Tyler Seguin, we have a 2-1 game. Dallas Stars are continuing to press. And then Jason Robinson would get his 2nd. This is now his 5th. You got to remember, this guy never scored in about 10 games prior to tonight. But again, gets another assist from Rupe Hines. So the connection between Rupe Hines and Jason Robinson is lethal. They got to manage that, because if they can't manage that, Oilers could be in a whole lot of hurt. And then I was like, at this point, I'm like, oh my God, what is happening here? Wyatt Johnson would give the Dallas Stars the lead for the first time in the game from Logan Stankoven and Jamie Benn. We have a 3-2 game. The returning Adam Henrique would make a dent here when he would get an absolutely well-timed clip pass from Connor Brown. Connor Brown's actually looking pretty decent in this playoff year. Can't say enough about his play, considering what he had for a regular season. So yeah, it's a 3-3 game at this point. At this point in time, I'm watching how Dallas is moving and how they're pressing, and I'm fearing the worst. And the worst does come to fruition when Jason Robertson would get his hat trick. That's right, his hat trick. For a guy that hasn't scored, I think, in something like 10 games, he gets his hat trick at 11:54 from Tyler Seguin and Esa Liddell. We have a 4-3 game. This would be enough. The Dallas Stars would get the empty netter, making it a 5-3 game from Miro Heiskanen as he shoots one from the blue line and seams the net. There you go. That is it. The Edmonton Oilers lose a game that they had total control, and this feels so familiar to the Dallas Stars series that happened, or not the Dallas Stars, the Vancouver Canucks series that just happened last series. Again, the Oilers behind the 8 ball after game 3 are put into a position of having to win this one. They have to win this one. It's not a must win, but if they lose this one going forward, everything is a must win. And Ryan Whitney of Spitting Chicos, I was watching him, and realistically, guys, I want to have faith in the Oilers, but they're in a world of hurt right now because they have to win basically, as it stands right now, so including tonight's game, they have to win 3 out of 4 against the Dallas Stars. Dallas is a strong team. So we'll see. I mean, it's not like It's not like Dallas is new to the dance like Vancouver was. Dallas has experienced the hurt, just like Edmonton. They experienced worse hurt because they actually made it to the final and lost. So I don't know. I'm hoping the best, and I'm never going to give up on the Oilers, not after what I witnessed in November, but they're in tough. They are in tough. Statistical breakdown for this game. The shots on goal were 30-22 for the Edmonton Oilers. Hits were 42-19 for the Oilers. Face-off win percentage, 51.8. I don't think I corrected. I think that was actually Dallas that won that. So that might be an error on there. Once again, the power play 0 for 2, 0%, but the penalty kill was also 1 for 1 for 100%. Block shots, Dallas 22-15, kind of understandable considering they were being peppered a little bit more. When it came down to the goaltenders, Ozinger 933. I don't even know if he's had one game below 800 or below 900 this playoff year. Whereas Stuart Skinner, honestly, like, it sucks because he only, 4 goals on 21 shots, and you see that a lot, but I have to come a little bit to his defense this time. I was venting about him on 2 nights ago. I was really venting and upset, but after watching the replay and the shots again, they were tough shots. They were definitely tough shots, with exception to the one where he didn't hug the goalpost. That's very amateurish, as one of my coworkers, Blair, said. He's like, that kind of stuff they teach you in Pee Wee, like how to cover that net post, that goalpost. So that was the one that I was not too keen on. But the snipe shots that Jason Robertson was giving, they were good. They were good shots. So I'm not going to give definitely not going to give full blame, because it was a total collapse from what was appearing to be an amazing effort. So it was like seriously a 180. It's like they turned it right around, and Dallas was going to come back with a stronger push in the second, but boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, the Oilers came with the hugest push in the first, and then Dallas basically just did the opposite end of the spectrum in that one. I do have stars for this game. Zach Hyman, 1 goal. He was a -1. He had 7 shots, so he was definitely buzzing quite a bit. Adam Henrique, considering he was out for so long, he was an effective player. 1 goal. He was a +1. He had 3 hits, so he'll be my second star. And then I think I got to give this one to Connor again. I mean, he was still a -1, but he had 1 goal, 1 assist, 6 shots, 3 hits. He was buzzing as normal. And that's about all I have to say about that one. So, I would like to say, way to go, Connor. Well, I'll give him the... even though it was a losing effort. I mean, I'll still give him the props and the horn, but you know what? We need this team to really rally from that game. Let go of all because there's a lot of negativity publicity going on from Darnell Nurse. Talks about trading him and all that kind of stuff. And it's funny when the going gets tough, and I'll tell you what, I couldn't imagine what it's like to be a goaltender in the NHL. I really couldn't imagine. It's such an unforgiving job. As we're going to get into Stuart Skinner, and we're going to get into some of his numbers here that he's experienced throughout the playoffs. And it's been kind of a Jekale and Hyde season, but I'm going to give you the playoff numbers, and they are kind of alarming. A few weeks ago, I was told, and now I don't know if this stat is still current, but I think it was about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, that Stuart Skinner had the second, I think it was on the Steve Dangle podcast. I think it was Adam Wild that brought it to the attention of the panel there, and brought to my attention that Stuart Skinner has the second worst playoff save percentage since Dan Kluche in 1990. So that to me is very, very alarming. And it's something that really concerns me. That being said, this game was not necessarily his fault. I've blamed him a lot. This game was partially his fault. There's equal responsibility to blame on this. He needed to make some key saves in this game for sure. He also needed a little help from his forwards coming back checking, his D-men, and he needed the push to continue. That's what he really needed. If the Oilers would have pushed and continued, he would be in a better off situation. So anyway, let's take a look at his playoffs so far. Okay, so as you can see, if you look at the graph here, these are all the playoff games and the results. On the left-hand side, the fourth column from the end, you'll see the save percentage. What did I write here? 8 of the games are below. He had 8 games so far that are below 900 and 5 that are above. I would rather see it flipped a little bit, have 5 games below and 8 above. And then he's also had some really bad ones. The one against Vancouver where he was pulled with a 792 save percentage. And then a 733 percentage. Those, I don't give a shit. That's unacceptable goaltending. I don't care. It's unacceptable when you're in the Stanley Cup playoffs, period. Never mind being in the quarterfinals, semifinals, or playing in the finals. Those are unacceptable numbers. We need better goaltending from him, 100%. Is he the main blame of why we lost that game last time? No. But there has been games that he was the reason why we lost. And maybe those games could have made up for the other ones and not lengthen out the Vancouver series. And now, like I say, we got our backs against the wall in Dallas. We'll see what happens tonight. We'll see what happens. So that brings me to the poll question for tonight. And let's get in there. Actually, I think I might have changed the poll question, so I'm going to have to find out. I think I actually changed it I think it was going to be a Stuart Skinner one related, because I was venting on Stuart Skinner a little bit, but then I realized, you know what? It's not all his fault. So we'll find out what the poll question is right now. And I think I got the wrong graph. Yeah, so I got slide 2 in first. So I'm going to give you the results of one that I've asked about a week ago. I asked this one. What is your prediction of the outcome of the Western Conference Final? Oilers in 4 or 5. 10% of you guys say that. Oilers in Stars in 4 or 5, it's supposed to be. 50%. The Oilers in 6 or 7, 52%. And then the Stars in 6 or 7, 38%. So you can see it's very evenly tilted. I think that was like 31 votes on that one. So that's one I might have reposted it on a couple episodes ago. I just thought I would give you an updated look at that one. The new question is, considering the year Edmonton Oilers had, is all the and all this negative attention considering the year the Edmonton Oilers had, is all of the negative attention from a one very poorly played game warranted? I changed it from a Stuart Skinner question because I was like, I'm picking on Skinner too much. Because like I said, there was a lot of flaws in that last game, and it's not all on Skinner. He does take enough blame as is. So this one is definitely a shared blame. Skinner definitely is a part of the blame, but there's so many other reasons why they lost that game. So is it warranted? Because you're seeing so much stuff on the internet, in the media, everything about trading Darnell Nurse. Like they pulled, we're going to go through the lineups, but Broberg is coming into the lineup tonight. Perry as well. We're going to get into all that. But yeah, is it warranted from one poorly played game? Again, guys, go back to November. Would you take this if this is November right now and we told you, hey, Oilers are 32nd in the league, but they're going to make it to the semifinals of the Stanley Cup final? Would you take that? I definitely would take it. Because at that time, I thought they were out. So, again, after that scenario, I will never give up on the Oilers. Never. They're in tough, but I will never give up. So, is it warranted? You can scan that QR code or manually go into my YouTube community page and vote. I would like to get your thoughts on it and post it up on a future episode. Okay, let's go into the preview that we are going to witness. Game starts in about half an hour, so I want to wrap this up here so I can watch a little bit of the pregame show. So I'm going to try to rifle through this, guys. And we'll also go through the league leaders. All right, let's do this. And then your comments, and there is some comments tonight, which is good. Okay, so the lineups for today as of May 29th, and I just adjusted this, so this is as accurate as I can get you. Nuge, McDavid, Hyman will stay the same. Holloway, Draisaitl, Kane will stay the same. Perry is coming into the lineup with Henrique and Brown, Janmark, McLeod, and Ryan. So Karich is out, and also Fogle is out. When it comes to the Dallas Stars, not much has changed. As Robertson with Hintz and Segan, I think there might have been a change in that front line there. Yeah, I think maybe that very first line it has a change. Marchment, Duchesne, Pavelski, Ben, Johnson, Stanikowski, Delaray, Steele, and Fosca is coming in. That's the one change. Fosca is coming in for the fourth line right winger position. As far as D goes, there has been change for the Edmonton Oilers here. As Ekholm and Bouchard, that's the normal pairing. Nurse is now going to be paired with Philip Broberg. And when I heard that Philip Broberg's coming in, I was concerned, okay? Because the last few times I saw him, he looked like a pylon, man. He looked like a pylon out there, just sticking his stick out on that. I'm hoping we're going to see something out of him today. So that really concerned me, and I definitely mentioned it to my coworkers. They got a good chuckle out of it. So we'll see. We'll see what he can bring. Kulik is going to be in there with CC. The defense pairings for Dallas, I don't think has changed at all. Hartley with Heiskanen, Lindell with Tanev, Suter with Petrovic. The goaltendings hasn't changed. Skinner and Picard. And then Ozinger with Wedgwood. Hakanpää is still out day to day. Let's go into the updated leaders here. Hyman with 13. This is goals now. 13 goals, followed by Draisaitl, Nichushkin, Verhaeghe, and Trocheck with a 13, 9, 9, 9, and 8 as per respective to the order. I'll tell you what, that Florida Rangers series, I have been watching that too. That is some very good hockey too. So it's going to be interesting to see who comes out of the West to play the Edmonton Oilers, right, guys? Or the East to play the Edmonton Oilers, sorry. When it comes to the point leaders, Draisaitl has 25. McDavid has caught up to him with 25. Bouchard with 22. The 1-2-3 combo, all Edmonton Oilers. Trocheck with 19 and Matty Tkachuk with 19 as well. Shesterkin leads the way. Now, again, I'm only doing this with active goaltenders that are currently in the playoffs because there's some goalies from Toronto and all that have higher save percentage, but they haven't played a game in like a month almost now. So Shesterkin right now, 925. Ozinger with a 923. Bobrovsky with a 904. And there you go. Stuart Skinner with an 885. So it just goes to show you, like, he's not even in the 900 club for his average throughout this playoffs. Okay, and is that it? Yeah, that would be it. Okay, let's go we'll go into your final thoughts here and see what you guys have to say. There is some comments, so let's see. Let's dive into that. All right. Okay. What do we got here? Renegade Man chiming in again. They should put Nurse as a power forward instead of a defenseman like Burns. Like Brett Burns was a forward to a defenseman, and Big Buff was a defenseman to forward. It's an option. It's an option. Maybe he's ailing from an injury. I don't know, but he did have kind of an awful game. What do we got here again? I don't care about Canada winning another cup as long as my number 1 or 2 team wins the F the F Cup. F the Canucks and the Leafs. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I kind of hear what you're saying there, Renegade Man, because I don't think I would want to see Calgary win one. I think I could tolerate the Canucks winning one. And the reason why is they've had so many trouble things. They've never had a number 1 draft pick. I hear this from my one coworker, Blair, every day. They've never had a number 1 draft pick. So, I mean, they've had it tough. But the way I look at it, Renegade Man, I also think the Edmonton Oilers should get a paycheck from the city of Vancouver for saving that city this year by taking them out early, where they didn't destroy that city in a riot. But that's another story for another day. What do we got here? Let's see. Did I use this one? If they lose the series, they should consider getting a number 1A goalie and a top 4 defenseman to play with Nurse this offseason. Yeah, but that's not the only problem they're going to have there, Renegade Man. I mean, you got to think. They got to somehow come up with the money to pay Brown out his contract that basically kicks in for next year. So that's $4 million on the books. And he's not even going to be on the team, which unless he signs for a very, very friendly deal. Our biggest concern is where we're going to get the money to sign Leon Draisaitl. Like, he's a beast for us. We have to sign him. And if you think if Marner's getting the cash that he's getting, if what's his face, Nylander got the cash that he's getting, we're talking 12.5 for Draisaitl, and then $15 million the very next year later at minimum. $15 million for McDavid the next year. So there's going to be some money woes. That's why I feel that this is the window. This is the window of opportunity. They need to get it done this year, or else I don't know if they're going to. Or are they going to start depleting and we can go through another decade of darkness? I really hope not. And the last one from you. As long as McDavid is on the team, Nurse is not going anywhere, whether people like it or not. If you want him gone, McDavid has to go because McDavid didn't want to re-sign unless Nurse is there. Well, I can also say that for Leon Draisaitl. I think if you separate, I think that trio, I agree with you with Darnell Nurse, but I also think if you don't sign Leon Draisaitl, McDavid may not want to be there either. So anyway, guys, it's not do or die, but it is do or die. I guess you could call this the must-win eve before, like Christmas and Christmas Eve. This is the must-win eve because if they lose tonight, it is all must-win territory. They have to win the next. If they lose tonight, they have to win the next 3 to stay alive. Let's wish the boys all the best. If you are witnessing this channel for the very first time and like the content that I bring, feel free to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Join the ride. Love to hear your comments like Renegade Man. I think he's the only one that makes comments right now. But again, I'm still pretty small. That's why I want to have more people involved and more people participating in my votes. And yeah, go Oilers, go, man. This is a must win. Put on a good effort. Broberg, don't look like a pylon out there. Have a good game, guys. Enjoy it. We will see you on Friday.